We don't condone the use of any illegal substance or any illegal activity. This video is intended for instructional and educational purpose only. Watch at your own risk. Viewer discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
In the garden with a green leaf sway, see bunnies rolling up, we light it all way. Mr. Guinness got the bombs, we puffin' all night. Talking cultivation, yeah, we're feeling alright. Light it up, feel the vibe, let it be known. Garden Cultivation Network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night. Wednesday to Friday, we keep it alive. Cannabis talks, everybody's feeling high. Sharing secrets of the grow, it's a sacred art. In this cultivation game, you gotta play your part. Keep it real, keep it tight, watch the plants grow. Garden Cultivation Network, we on the scene. Rolling that green, living out the dream. Chatting about the strains, how to plan it right. Join us every week, yeah, we light up the night.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Fucking middle of the week.
Yes,
yeah.
and it was a short week to begin with. Kids didn't have school because it was Easter Monday, so that's really
Yeah, it wasn't not a short week for me, though. I still had to work Monday.
was for me, haha.
Lucky. Lucky.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it is Wednesday, and we got a
It
dope
is.
guest in the house. And we had a dope guest last week. We had El Canasur on last week. The man, the
Yes,
myth, the
that was a
legend.
really good. He's so cool.
He is. He's talented. Very, very talented. Cool.
So
I'm
if you
cool as
missed, yes, and if you ask him for a sock check, he will gladly show you one.
and he checks out every time.
Yes.
Every time.
So with that being said, if you did miss the episode, you could scroll down or you could go over on Garden Cultivation Network over on Spotify.
Yes, yes. You can find all our episodes over there. All our Wednesday episodes. We don't put the Fridays over there.
Yeah,
Fridays
those
get
are
a
just
little
for
too
the
wild.
yeah.
A little too crazy sometimes. But yeah. We'll be talking some shit on Friday. You better believe it. For anybody out there that knows, you know. I can't wait till Friday because may pop off a little bit. It'll be fun.
Um,
I'm excited for it.
I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, we also have our Discord and our merch store that is posted over on our Instagram page under Garden Cultivation Network under our bio. Or I'm sure, yeah, J Rats has got us covered in the chat.
Yes, yes, there it goes.
Or
It's
it's in
in
the
there
chat.
already.
Yes.
And we are quickly approaching the 1,000 subscribers. We're over 700 now.
Yes.
We're coming up on that next milestone of 1,000. And you know what that means, guys? That means giveaways.
Yay.
We did a nice giveaway at 500, and we're starting to put together the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So make sure you share, share, share. We'll post
Yes.
some videos about it later on, but when we hit that 1,000, man, we're gonna be doing some giveaways.
And keep
Giveaway is
staying
fun.
tuned for our Smokin' History. We'll be coming out with a new video in the next little bit. But for now, if you did not get to see the first one, it is also posted on our YouTube page.
It was fun. I'm having a lot of fun making these. I learned a lot from that first one that we did. So, and the second one that we're working on now is pretty damn cool too. So,
Yeah, I'm excited. But speaking of fun, we have a very fun night tonight, a fun guest.
we do. We do. We have Mr. Watts in the Green Bean, and he is the second half of THCA, the Higher Choice Analogy Reviews podcast.
THCA. I love that.
Yes, and they
Shout out to
you.
him and Dee for the very nice packages.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes. See, I got to meet them in person, and they brought me some really nice stuff when I met them in person. They actually came to the Gannick studio, and we got to hang out here. We clouded this
Yeah, that was
bitch
pretty
up real good,
badass.
and uh, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't know where he went.
It
He's kind of
was.
enough. Watts, are you still in the background? There he is. All right. And yeah, are you
So
ready?
yeah, we have dun, 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 dun. We have
What up, what up, what
Wats.
up, what up, what up, what it do?
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday,
How
y'all.
how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, brother. Honestly. Nice, beautiful day today. Getting to chop
It
it up with you
was.
two great people. It's gonna
It
be
was
Appreciate
nice,
beautiful,
that.
man. It was like 21 degrees here today.
right?
And for any of the
Something around
American
those
folk out
lines.
there, I think that's about 70-ish degrees. So
Yeah, for
not
them
crazy
pretty
hot or
boys.
anything, but it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, man. Beautiful day today. So how
It
y'all
was.
doing?
Yeah. We are
Doing
great.
good.
Thank you for asking. So,
Doing
for
good,
those
man.
who don't know, can you give a quick little introduction of who you are, what you're a part of?
So my name's Steven. But on Instagram I'm watching the Green Bean. Uh, other half of THCA, the higher choice analogy. I rock that up with my homeboy D the Bud guy. And we doing our thing. Yeah, I love seeing that y'all got the merch, We all work rocking the merch a little bit, hats, shirts, sweaters.
Oh yeah.
Which honestly, I just came out here to just do my thing and chop it up with y'all and show just try and have a good time with everybody, to be honest. I love the vibe of what you guys are doing. So I think this is like perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man, we just try to come out, have a good time, meet some cool people, learn some shit, teach some shit, and hang out with the homies, you know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. So I guess we'll go back to the very beginning. How when did you start growing? Like how long ago?
So that's funny. So man, okay. Let's go back. We're gonna go back, all right? So about 22 years ago, there's a spot out in Ontario here, right? They call it Canada's Wonderland. All right. I don't know if y'all heard
Okay.
of that before. Okay.
Yep.
Of
Yep.
course, we're all
Okay.
from Ontario.
All right. Right.
But for
Right.
those who
Okay.
don't know,
For those who
it's an
don't know,
amusement park.
right? So across the street from that John, they had this little spot they were selling seeds. So now I'm all the way in Peel at the time, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make the move out that way and go get these beans, go see what they're doing. So I get out to the dispensary out there, whatever it might have been, the head shop, whatever they were calling themselves at the time, and it was like I didn't know what I was doing, what I was looking for. You know what I mean? I got some White Widow. Uh, it was like these seeds. They were like a red coating. I didn't know what the fuck. The man says, yeah, they fertilized and 100% female. Blah 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 blah. I said, all right, bet. I'm gonna take these girls home, do my thing, threw them in a pot. Yeah, I still don't know what I'm doing. All right, so I threw the seeds in a pot, let them rock. I seen them come up out the soil. I'm like, all right, cool. Put you in a bare container, and I'm gonna put you outside. It was so long ago. I just know that it was summertime. Might have been summertime. I don't
Yeah.
know. Uh, I, 12, 12, 18, 6. None of this meant nothing to me. Okay.
Yeah.
My first
Yeah.
attempt.
None of us knew any of that back
None of
then.
that, man. I took this little thing. It must have been like a 2 gal container. Okay, I thought it was big. I went and snuck that in my dad's garden beside his kale plant, like he wasn't gonna notice or something, you know.
Right.
So anyhow,
It's
Tomato
a mini
plant.
tomato plant,
right?
Dad. I don't
My
know.
tomato plant. I don't know, right? I go up there and turn it once a day, you know. I don't know, right? So anyhow, uh, that thing gave me about a quarter. I was like, all right, cool. At least I know it worked. Now you remember, I know nothing, no nutrients, no nothing. I did it. I gave it water, and then what Mother Nature dropped on it is what else it got. Right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my second attempt. All right. So it's been a few years now after the fact, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna dabble in this again. And my brother, my homeboy, he's like, you know what? I got this little setup. I used to do this little thing out in blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, bet. Bring it by my way, and we'll set it up. I got the perfect thing. So it was this nice little flood and drain table, held like 50 to 60
Well, yeah.
sites or something like that.
You
Right?
went
We had
right
the
into it.
Oh yeah, we had the water jug set up. One was taking in, one was pushing out. It was crazy, right? I'd overflow sometimes. It was nuts. Anyhow, everything going nice. So I'm renting an apartment from these people. So I'm upstairs, right in this house, and then they also rent into some next characters in the basement. Now it's not that I don't know these cats. It's just things just didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out for them. Either way,
Yeah.
so things went down. All I know is that I heard sirens and I booked it because at this time shit ain't even legal. And I got
Right.
flood and drain up there, all sorts of foolishness. So I was out. That was it. Gone. All right. So that failed. So I said, let me take a little break. All right. I'm gonna take a little break. Fast forward now, fuck man. About 6 years ago now, whenever or 7 years ago, whenever they went legal, the year before that,
2018 or
right? So what?
2017.
Yeah, so the year before they went legal, I was like, you know what? Let me try this again. I'm at home. Let me just try a thing. Went in the back, did it up. Yeah, I had this one girl. I called her Big Mama. And this is and it's crazy because she was doing flawless, and then I put her outside. And now
Mm,
again, now I really don't know what's going on because she was doing great, and I had her under 18.6, and I'm like, yeah, this is wonderful, and I put her outside. But it's like May 2nd. So what do you think happened? She,
I
she,
guess.
she right?
I
Okay,
I say she pre-flowered and then had to re-veg herself. That's
right.
my
And
guess.
when she did that, she dropped everything on her and then
Right.
regrew everything again. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. Oh, I'll let her keep going anyways. Not thinking, well, what about all the other ones around it? I'm not thinking about pollination. I'm just thinking, oh, this one plant was acting weird and now it's back to normal again. So, okay, hurrah. But everything seed. Everything had fucking seed, right?
Oh no.
Oh man. So, but it gets better though, and it gets good too, because I learned lessons. So I was working with this
Yep.
Absolutely.
cat, right? I was working with this cat, and he's like he knows what I'm doing, and he's like, hey, I you got to meet this guy. I want you to meet somebody, man. I think he might be able to help you. So I go and drop this guy off at home one day. Like I was giving him rides home every day after work. He lived just down the road from me, right? So every time I pull up to his crib, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I want you to meet this guy, but I don't see him. He's not out here. So maybe next time, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, no big deal, whatever." So like a year went by. This is happening. And then this bearded motherfucker, looking grisly as hell, sitting on his porch, counting packs of seeds. And I'm just like, who is this guy? I'm just like, what? You ain't scared to go to jail, dude? Like, how you just got all of that? Right? And now we legal though. We legal now, all right? Because it's now
Yeah.
18, and he's got his license. I still don't got a license though, and I don't know how to pertain to get one yet. So it was like, okay, well, fuck, I'm still just playing in the gray area. Meanwhile, he's counting packs of seeds on his deck like it's nothing. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, yo, who is this guy? He's like, oh, that's D. I was like, D. He's like, yeah, D the bug guy. I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm like, he's like, this is the guy you want me to talk to? He's like, yeah. let me kid you not.
That's fucking funny.
Me and him been like this ever since. That's my homie, my day one. That's
I
my
love
boy.
that story.
Yeah.
I go to his house every other day. I bug the shit out of him. He look at me like, why? Why? I'm just like, I'm curious. I gotta know, and he feeds me all this information. He's just like, he's like a book of wealth. And I'm gonna keep picking through it
Yes.
Oh
until I
yeah.
get every last bit out of him. That's my boy. That's my boy. I have to, you know what I mean?
I
So
That's
love
yeah,
that.
funny.
so that's
Looking
how it started
grizzly
for me.
as fuck.
Yeah, man. So look who is this motherfucker, right? And
I
it
wasn't
just happened
expecting it
to
to be D at the end of the story.
right. So it
I
just
was.
happened to be D. He just happened to be my homie from work, his neighbor. So
I
like,
love
you know
that.
what
That's
I mean?
crazy,
It
eh?
just worked out that way. So now when I go check D and I don't go check the neighbor, it's like, yeah, I'm over here, but I'm not here for you though. I'm just I'm
Yeah.
gonna go check the bud guy. I'm not here for you though.
I'm going to see the bud guy. Oh yeah.
And he
That's
understands
funny.
though because he knows what it was. And when he set me up with him, he already knew it had to take off, right? Like, we're two peas in a pod, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
right? So me and him, we work, man. We work, right?
Well, he
And
knew he
I
knew there
love
was
that.
something there, and that's why he was like, "You got to meet this guy." Obviously,
I'm
he
glad
knew
that
it.
he believed in me, man, because I'm for me, I'm an observer and I watch and I try to
Yep.
understand. And once I don't understand anymore, I hit you with a billion questions because now I need to comprehend, understand, and know why. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me to take that on and give it to one person and say, now you're the encyclopedia, you must give me those answers. It must be hard on somebody. But he takes it and he's like, yo, dude, the fact that you believe that I know this is like crazy. I said, but I know you know this, and that's
Yeah.
crazy.
You guys have that respect for each other in different
Oh
ways. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like you got the
This is
respect,
way
like
before
you're
the
looking
gram.
up to him, and he's got the respect that you actually trust what he's telling you.
Oh yeah, I believe him,
So
and it's
that's
because
that's
it's
cool.
before the gram. I don't even like. I wasn't even on social media, not a single piece of it, right?
Right.
And so when I jump on it, and he's like, "Yo, it's poison," and I'm just like, "Well, you know what? Dive on it head first, and let's go." I'm not worried about it as long as you warning me. I'm gonna be heads up, and I'm gonna watch for the snakes in the grass. But at the same time, it's like I ain't pussy. I'm coming out there. So let's
I
Yep.
love
go,
that.
right?
Let's go.
Yeah. We're gonna go. We're gonna go dig in the dirt with the snakes. Fuck yeah.
Right? Fuck yeah, man. I need to know.
Hell yeah.
So
I'll
when
be
it
I'll
comes
be
to
addressing
growing,
some snakes on Friday. Not tonight though.
yeah.
Ah, get him.
So when it comes to growing, you said you learned a lot from Dee. Did you take his like are you organic? Are you synthetic when it comes to growing? Or do you do a little bit of
So
both?
so I attempted with the synthetic, sorry, with the synthetic first. I really did try. I burnt a lot of plants. Uh, I guess that's just how it goes, right? You got to learn
Yeah.
somewhere. So then once I learned to back the fuck off of my feeding and maybe go a quarter, not a half, not full or
Yeah.
more than full because I'm not really I'm pouring it, spilling. I'm just like, ugh, I missed a little. Let me pour a little bit more and just back
Yeah.
that up. Make sure it's really in there. I'm killing shit, right? Left,
Yeah.
right, and center.
Getting your
Shit didn't know
science
left.
coat on and
Oh man! Next thing you know, I think I'm Dexter in the laboratory. My wife should be laughing at me sometimes because she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm just like, "Girl, at this point, I don't even know anymore." I'm just so invested and so deep. I've been using the same soil for like 6 years, and she's like, "What?" Yeah, right. And I was like, I learned, and D, he he himself when he was transitioning into the living soil aspect of things and I was watching the play and I'm struggling with this with the synthetic aspect. But he's already done the synthetic and I think he felt like, okay, I've played with that for a bit, so I'm gonna move on. For me, it was like, I can't move on. I still don't understand this bitch. So I had to
right.
hold myself in that position. So then it was about yeah, like 6 years ago, I said, let me start working my soil and see if that makes a difference. The first crop wasn't that great. Second crop, I was like, okay, this is a lot bigger and it looks a lot healthier.
Yeah.
Third, fourth, fifth run, it kept getting better and better. And as the years gone
Yeah.
by, I can just take a seed, throw it at that fucking mix, and it's gonna germinate. Like I don't even know why anymore. Like it's just fucking healthy, right? And
Yeah.
I really owe a lot of that
It's
knowledge to
alive.
D. Yeah, man. I owe a lot of the knowledge to Dito, and I'm a YouTube University graduate, just like the rest of y'all. So like, I'm like, Mr. Grow It, he raised
Oh
me.
yeah.
Them kind of
Yep.
shits. When it comes to these plants,
Hmm.
he raised me. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
robbed from CLTV. I be hearing what these guys be saying especially when I know who Pigeons is from when he
Yeah,
was
shout out
working
the
with the
Stash Boys.
right. Them boys is big, especially when Pigeon had the O dog and he bent that bitch over sideways. I was wondering, like, yo, what the hell did this guy do? And how come he won't show his face? It was like from way back then.
That was
So like
back in
I'm
the
just trying to,
day.
Yeah. Oh
yeah, I'm
yeah.
just, so I'm just trying to, I, I just try to get as many degrees as I possibly can from each
Yep.
creator and see what actually works. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And yeah,
Love
I'm
that.
just trying to live, just trying to live my best life and grow this green. I want my own medicine, and I, the stores be trying to kill a brother when it comes to how much it gonna cost for it. I'm just like, that's not cool. That's not cool. But you know
Yeah.
what?
No.
I'm gonna figure a way out around this, and I did that. And I think like a lot of home growers now have figured out that way around it. So now when you go to that spot to get that, you're going for this. You either want to find a treat or it's,
Yeah.
you know what? Let me go try something else. Let me just see something what's going on over here, right? Because like they say, numbers lie, right?
Oh yeah.
And when we're
Absolutely.
chasing that 34%, right? It's like, do we know what we're actually chasing? And it's like, so, a lot of it comes down to the way, things are developed, right? So I even you grow, I grow, Bunny grow. We all three of us, we grow, right? So you're not every harvest is the best harvest is all I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And once we can respect that and understand that, it's a lot easier to go to the dispensary and say, okay, I see what happened to my money here. I see where it's going, right?
Yep.
It either flew my head back or it's like, fuck, do I have any other weed to smoke, right? So and
You
it
can't
happens.
top
It's
this
a
off
hit and a
with.
miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a hit
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
miss, depending, right? And as every harvest, every run is a hit and or miss because at any point in time, something can swing and fuck up your whole day, right? And the garden's sensitive, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, these plants are resilient, but the garden's sensitive. You late in the flower, and all of a sudden your fans kick off and you sleeping, you might wake up in some trouble, right? So you know what I mean? That's all, right? So
Yeah. Hell yeah. So is that right around the time that you kind of got into doing your own type of social media? Was after you graduated your first round of YouTube University? And you've met D by this time, and you've kind of, and I imagine D was already into it because I know Bunny was around back in those days, and D was there back then. So I know he was
Yes.
already
yeah.
here.
So
So
like when I
now you
he
met him and you've seen his content and you've learned some stuff from him. Graduated your first year of YouTube University, and then you jumped into social media.
so yeah, at first, like you said, it was all about the plant, right? And then
Right.
once I figured out, okay, maybe these are pretty enough, I can take a picture. I is when I started to poke the bear about the IG and all of that.
Right.
And I didn't even understand what content creation really was at this point when it came to how to do it on my own, right? So it wasn't until like maybe like 2 years ago I started really bugging D, and asking him questions about, hey, how do I do this? And he said, hey, you know what I do? Duh, duh, duh. And I said, oh, okay. So there's certain programs and whatnots that we could all use to help us get the certain reactions that we're looking for from our videos. So that's what
Yep.
I did. And I started to learn the programs. And again, it's just instead of YouTube University, I went to D the Bud Guy University for for arts and design and content creation. I'm still attending. I haven't graduated yet. I'm still attending, but we're working on things, and
Yeah.
it's just, for me, I'm very lucky. I'm blessed. My big homie, he right down the road from me. When I
Yeah.
started this journey, it was
That's
like,
dope.
yo, you on your own, dog. That's it. And then to finally be able to link up with somebody before the deal, you know, it's true love and loyalty over there, right? So we 10 toes down no matter what, right? So
Yeah.
even if this the social media thing don't work out, you best believe that's my dog, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
So. I'm trying to learn as much as I can because when I see what he's doing, it's inspiring to see that, oh wow, that does look really cool. You know what I mean? And then I
Yes.
see other creators doing stuff, and I'm just like, wow, that looks really cool. You know, and so it gives me different reasons as to why I want to continue and drive to be able to get to that point where someone else is saying and looking at my shit and saying, "Well, wow, that was really cool." And I'm,
Yeah.
editing's a gift. You either get it or you don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, right, I'm just trying to make sure I can soak it all up. Right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So how long were you doing that? Doing like your own social media at this time before you guys jumped into your new project that you guys are working on?
So the high choice analogy is like our baby. You know,
Yeah.
like this. We still, you know, I still got to give her a bottle at night. We
Oh
share
yeah.
duties. Because she needs to be nurtured. We're raising a child here right now at this point in time, and we need to make sure that we're doing it right. And in order for this to really grow, we gotta make sure we take our time and
Yep.
develop it properly. You know what I mean? So
And I
for
like that you
me,
said
this
that too, because a lot of people want to rush into it, and a lot of people want to just start off and have a million subscribers,
right? No, and it
and
don't work that way.
it doesn't work that
Yeah.
way at all. So
No,
I
no,
like
and
that
like
you
I
said you
said.
take your time and nurture this and build it up.
Yeah, because like I said, me and him, we gonna talk about this anyways. So why
Yeah.
not push the record button, right? So
Yeah.
this is it. It's not like we won't gonna have this conversation. So for us to just be able to go back and forth sometimes, it makes a lot of sense. So the past few months now, we decided, okay, let's make sure we push record. Let's do this right. Let's
Yeah.
let's get out there. Let's review these sites. Let's review this product. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who's right, who's doing what. Let's see if we can shine a light, right? And I guess that's all it is. And like even being on your platform is helping us do that right now, right? We just want to try and shine a light, and let everybody know, like we trying to show love and give love. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah.
we feeling it too. I feel blessed. I didn't even know anybody knew who I was. So this is perfect. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah, we do. Oh
right.
yeah,
And,
we
and like
do.
when I came to kick it with you, it was nothing but love when I came to London. And I was trying to
Oh
hit
yeah.
an event, but it's like fuck, I'm kicking it with Gannick, and I'm not even trying to leave, but fuck, we gotta leave. And we there, and it's like, yo, the event, we should have been in the parking lot like half an hour ago already at this time, and we still kicking it. So it's like, had a great time, man.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's like we laughing and it's like shit. Yeah, we gotta go. We got
That
an event
Canagar,
in here.
man. That Canagar.
Yeah, man. I told you she hit. She hit, man. I rolled that just
Nice.
to fuck y'all up.
That's nice. It was smoky in here, man. We couldn't even see each other in this room. It
Man,
was
it was
crazy.
cray, man. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Nah,
it was a
man.
good time, man.
Yeah, man.
We who did we have? We had Watts, we had D the Bud guy, we had Papa Puffs,
Yeah.
and myself, and we were all chilling in this little ass room here. And
And then that fucking
yeah,
puff shot came out. That was a joke. Put that that rosin. Holy fuck, man.
yeah,
Oh
I think
man.
we had about what do we had like 4 or 5 joints going around. There was some rosin going
Yeah.
around.
Then you
It
had
was a
that
good
one.
time.
You had that one fire stick. You had that one fire stick that had like 5 to 6 strains in it. I was just looking at this thing like, yo, what strain am I hitting now?
You don't even know. You
You
don't
don't
even
even
know.
know. It was just like fuck kick after a fuck kick after a fuck kick, guys. Like, oh
Yeah.
god. It was a
Yeah.
wonderful day. Oh yeah, made for a great evening. I kid you not.
Well,
Fuck.
then right after you guys left here, you guys went to Tether Buds. You guys
Oh
went to an
yeah.
event right after this, so I can't even. Man, you guys left, and I took a 3 hour weed nap.
Nah, there was no time for
You
naps,
guys went to
man.
an event.
Yeah, there was no time for naps. So like when we hit you up, like fuck, like it was like, we can't stop. We gotta just
Yeah,
keep going,
yeah,
So we just made sure we hit it hard. That's why I'm like, yo, we think we got an album to burn this candle guy? Because if we got an album, we good. And we had clearly we had more than an hour because we got to the event and we was like The line was deep. That's all I'm saying. All right,
Yeah.
the line was deep. We
It's
should have
crazy
been
too.
there.
You guys ran into a bunch of people too from Instagram, which I didn't even realize all these people were gonna be there. Like,
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Got to run into the 519 Grow team. They out there,
yeah,
Cassie and them, they were doing their thing. Uh, you know, I think Stoner Girl was out there. She was doing her thing. She's an awesome bud tender, man. She's real awesome, man. Actually, she attended a Rocket Pops party that we had not too long ago. Yeah, man. Awesome gal, good chat. Really cool stuff, man. Yeah, man.
yeah, it was cool. I didn't even realize like that this event was going on. Like, I don't have my bud tender's license, so I didn't know. But
Yeah.
I start seeing all your guys' videos, and I'm like, man, I didn't realize that she was there or he was there. I'm like,
Yeah,
holy
it was
shit!
like that. It was
Like,
it
you
was
guys were
like that, man.
5 minutes from my doorstep at that event.
Yeah,
I
I
should have
know.
just
What
came and
so
hung out with you guys in the parking lot.
and that was the joke. So when we left your house, when we left and we realized, oh, he was just like he was literally around the corner. We was like, oh my God. I was like, this
Yeah,
is what the problem was. I said he needed to come with us, and this is why it was so hard to leave his house because he was around the corner from the venue, which was cool, man. Anytime they hold something there, let me
yeah,
know. I'm coming. That place was hot,
yeah.
yo.
When D said where it
That's
was,
funny.
he's like, "Is that near you?" I was like, "If it's where you say it is, like, it's
It was literally down the
literally
street from you,
like
brother.
two
Yeah.
streets over. Like, it's not that
Yeah.
far.
No,
Three
no, no.
blocks."
I think we made like two right turns because we were that fucking close. Like it
Yeah,
was fucking
literally.
crazy, guys.
Yep,
Oh man.
crazy.
Hmm.
Fuck yeah.
So,
So,
going back to growing, what would you say your growing style is? Do you like top? Do you scrog? Do you just let her do its thing?
uh I like to train. I like to bend them over, a lot of low stress training. If I do talk or anything as such, it's more so just because like I need to take a cut. I'm cool with pinching and bending. Um I want to see, I want that entire plant to give me everything it can. So I'm going to
Hmm.
try and work all of those nodal spots, spacings, and all the branching. I'm going to try and work it all so that it can all have a chance to grow up, So I'm pulling down a lot of stuff, a lot of tie downs and whatnot. But I don't want to restrict myself, like, say, with a trellis, just because I have, I, I can't not touch them. you
I'm
know,
always, that's why I can't scrog. I'm always moving my plants or spinning
so
them or
like
pruning
doing
them.
something.
right, and I have nets. It's just like I put them up,
Yeah.
and then like 2 days later they come down. I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. I made a mistake. I
Yeah.
don't want to commit. No, it's coming down out of here. Right. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the concept of what they do,
oh yeah, like if it was a
but
one plant,
they
one
don't work
grow,
for me
sure.
either. Yeah,
Right. If I was doing like one plant, yeah, I think so. Trying to maximize it, I think that would be the best bet. But
yeah,
I can't do one plant because I don't want one flavor. So
right.
I'm doing
Yeah.
Not only
multiple.
that, but if
You know.
you can't get to the
Yeah.
sides, if you can't get all the way around it,
Yeah,
hard to
if I
manage,
can't
man. If you got
maintain
a
it,
5x5 or something, you're army crawling underneath the trellis
yeah,
trying to
right.
get
And
to
I'm
it and
not going
scrub.
through all of that. Like
Right.
so for me, like I can't do all of that. I can't, right? So like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, so when it comes to this journey now, right? I started developing like some pain bombs, salvies. I
Yeah.
recently
I
had
actually have some.
right. I'm glad. I hope it really helps you. Honestly. So I made that because I recently had spinal surgery back in
Mhm.
2023. And
Okay.
with that happening, like I was suffering from sciatica, so they did their thing, the doctors did their thing or whatnot, and so I woke up, but like the recovery was rough because I couldn't walk. So
Yeah.
Right.
my wife, she was my godsend. I kid you not. My wife, she held it down, and I'm walking and I'm doing my thing today. Yeah, I got a little wobble when I walk, but I'm walking, and that's the thing. Like, if I didn't have her with me, honestly, I don't even know how this would have went. So, like, with everything that was going on, when I was able to get strong enough to stand up on my own 2 feet, I got back in the kitchen and I was like, yo, I got to do something. I got a lot of harvest here that gonna go to waste. I wasn't able to do my thing.
Yeah.
I had surgery right as October was happening. I said, I'm fucked.
Mm,
I sent my brother-in-law out there. He dragged me out there so I can watch him cut plants. I couldn't even help him do it. I just propped myself up against the fucking vehicle and just he brought plants over and I just
Watched. Yeah.
man, I tried my best to get out there, man, but it didn't happen. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the plants went to waste. So I said, I turned around, turned it on to fucking butter. Right. And then I said, what am I gonna do? I said, I don't want to eat all of this. I said, I'm gonna make pain bomb. I'm gonna make salvi. And I made a few different recipes until the right one hit. And then I started understanding a lot more when it comes to how to medicate differently without always having to consume orally and
Yeah.
smoke or have to eat
yeah,
as an edible, or consume a infused drink. I was able to medicate
Yeah.
myself and get that feeling that my body needed. So a lot of this
yeah,
ended up becoming a medical journey for me because I'm trying to find a strain that's best for me because at the end of the day,
Yes.
I need something that's going to help me keep the pain away. I'm in daily pain. So I
yeah.
So
always have to make sure.
you definitely recommend it for back pain,
Oh yeah, definitely for back pain.
which is
That's what I derived it
perfect.
for. Yeah, that's what I
So I'm
derived it
gonna
for.
definitely
So
try that.
yeah, man, girl. Yeah, I'm gonna send you our next package up there, eh? Because I think you're gonna want more than that. Because that was like a teaser. So like we're gonna get you another package out there because you're definitely gonna
First one's
want
on
more
the
than that,
house.
man. Right? You know what I mean? But like honestly, it works. It's great stuff. It's just I made it for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But if I can help
yeah. So you
anybody,
know it
yeah,
works.
absolutely.
You
Oh yeah,
making that stuff
Oh, I
absolutely.
got
for
it.
you. You're making it for
Absolutely,
you.
man. You can I put it on
Yeah.
my head if I have a headache, that bitch gone. You know what I mean? If
Oh
I'm
yeah.
having trouble breathing because I have asthma, I rub a little on my chest if my inhaler's not in hand. That bitch gone. You know what I mean? It
Right.
Nice.
do a lot of things, so I know that it's getting and it's seeping in and it's doing what it's supposed to. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's cool.
with the journey with the plant, I break it right down. I don't waste none of the plant at all. I want to make sure
Hmm.
every part of that plant can go somewhere, right? And I found ways of doing that, so my harvest never go to
That's
waste
awesome.
anymore. Oh yeah, man.
That's the
It's
way to
more
do
than
it,
just
man.
smoking. It's more than just smoking weed. And now I'm trying to medicate myself because my doctor told me, oh yeah, you should take this pill and that pill. And I'm just like, my dude, you fucking out your mind. I'm gonna be a
Yep.
zombie. I'm gonna be a
Yep.
fucking zombie. And I have
Yep.
children to raise here. So what am I doing? I said, nah, weed all day. Let's go. So I figured out other
Yep.
ways and I went through pain and I until I was able to get stronger and manage the pain a little bit better, the pain starts to wear a little bit and it starts to become more of a everyday normal piece of life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some days are always better than others, but you know
Of
what?
course.
You give and you take, right? So when I'm in the garden and I'm moving buckets around and whatnot, yeah, you best believe the that night or in the following day it's gonna be rough, right?
Yeah.
But
You're gonna be waking up stiff the next day.
Defoliating.
Yeah.
yeah, right. So
Yeah.
I know my limits. I know my limits. It's just a matter of really trying to use my time wisely so that I don't burn out myself because then I'm no good to
Yeah.
anybody, right?
Right.
And
That's
that's the
that's
you know.
true.
So that's where
Nice.
my
Yeah.
plant goes.
I messed around with different salves and lotions and stuff like that. I'd say probably about 5 years ago was kind of when I started doing it, and I look like a scientist in the kitchen. I had beeswax and
You
uh
know the
oat
drill.
butter and shea butter and fucking turmeric. I was putting turmeric and stuff, and you put too
Right?
much in, and next thing you know, you look like a Oompa Loompa. Your skin's
Yes.
stained orange, and
Right. So
there's
you had the right idea. You just didn't have any measurements. So it sounded
right.
like you was throwing the kitchen sink at the kitchen sink. Now, if you
Stuff
had
was working.
measurements,
It
it
was
was
working. It
working,
just
right?
wasn't. It just wasn't.
Right. So
You're right. It wasn't the right measurements, and
and,
that's
and
that's what
and
my
and that's
issue
how
was.
I failed the first few times trying to find something that would work. And I'm just like, I
Yeah,
even made some one time. I'm just like, how come this bitch won't lock up? I'm like, she's been in
yeah,
the fridge for like 3 days. How come she won't lock up? I said, I done fucked this up real bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
It
getting like local
happens.
beeswax and all kinds of stuff, buying it in like the honeycomb shape,
Oh man, you right?
you know, from the local farms around here and stuff like that. So it was pretty good, pretty cool. I tried to stay as local as I could, using all my own leaf and trim and
Right? Yeah,
buds
waste
and
not,
all that
want not,
stuff.
man.
So
Absolutely,
yeah,
man. Use it because
it
it
was
has
cool, man.
properties in
It
it.
was fun to do too because it was something new to me. It was something I had never dabbled in.
Well,
Where
that's it.
when
And
I
Yeah.
then you get
started
to
doing it,
you get into the art of extracting things from plant matter and stuff like that. And you're just like, hold on, wait a second. There's more to this plant than just the bud. And that's when you start to really things start to go off in the head and light bulbs start clicking. And once you answer one question or one riddle, another one goes, but you already got the answer.
Yeah.
You're just waiting, and
right,
it becomes fun and at the same time addicting because I my lights are
very
off and I'm
much
itching. I'm itching to go look inside, but my lights are off. What am I going to see? My lights are
right.
off, so I got to wait till tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Well, no, you know
But
what you got to do now? You gotta make sure that you get that light schedule set the next time so you can come on and show your plants on a Friday
right?
night.
I would, man. I'm telling you. So
We would
I'm
love
gonna
that.
definitely have to. I would love to show you the garden, man. I gotta catch you guys on the night shift, man. So like that's more like a winter run, you know. I'll swap it up in the winter, so lights on at night, right? Stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but no, right now it works this way right now, so I'm doing it this way right now.
Yep.
But you guys know the drill. You guys know, you all growers, you
Absolutely.
know what we do,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I like to keep my lights on at nighttime. My lights turn off right now. I'm doing a 20 and 4. It's 20 hours on, 4 hours off. So my
Okay.
lights shut off at noon and turn back on at 5. So the lights are gonna be off coming up into the summertime for the hottest part of the day,
Yeah.
and then they'll turn back on in the evening when it's starting to kinda cool down a little bit, and then they'll run overnight when it not that it gets cold, but it cools down compared to when the sun's out, so
Yeah, there's some slight
Yeah.
drop in temps. Absolutely. No, absolutely. Uh,
I try
you
to do
know,
that just to maintain my daytime heats and shit like that because sometimes
yeah,
it gets
because the
a little
next thing
tough.
you know, you're at 40 degrees. And it's like, yo, what is going on out here?
Yeah. No, exactly, or even higher sometimes when it's that
Right?
outside
Oh yeah.
and
When
you
that
got all your
outside, we
lights and everything running inside
man,
and you're like, "Fuck."
if it's that outside and you ain't got a something sucking that air and the AC dumping cold air in, there's definitely a problem, right? So there's
Yeah, you're
always
dying
matters
in
that
there.
need to yeah, there's always matters that need to be taken, right? Like they like it like a sauna kind of, but that they don't want sweltering. They want to breathe
Right.
too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like me, I like the heat, but at
But
some
try
point I
not
need a little bit of a break from it, right? So,
absolutely.
what are some of the problems that you've run into growing? Like, what's some of the standout things that have just kinda, like, hit you out of left field when you're growing? Because sometimes surprises happen, whether, you weren't thinking clearly and you mixed too much nutrients or something fried your plants, or your fan died and your temperatures went through the roof, or, like, what are some of the standouts that you've had?
Uh, so before I learned to calm down and overcomplicate things,
Ah,
uh, yeah. So I'm running this node. I'm running that node. I'm running this node. I'm running that node. Of course, of course, I threw a flower, a veg heavy veg feed into a late flowering plant. And then when the fucking thing just turned yellow and crispy on me, I'm just like, what the fuck's wrong with this thing? Why is she acting like that? I'm like, you're supposed to finish up. On top of that, using auto. What are you doing? You don't regret. Like, what are you doing? Right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it happens. Overcomplicating things definitely used to fuck me up. And then
I think
I,
I think any grower that's been growing for a couple few years
you gotta learn. I write shit
has
down
kind
now.
of hit that point where they go, hold the fuck on for a second.
Yes.
I need to stop and take this back to the basics for a minute and just kind of figure some shit out. I think if
Well,
you've been
that's the
growing
whole
for
thing.
2, 3, 4 years, I think we've all kind of hit that wall where we're like, uh-oh. Oh
right?
shit.
And that's the whole thing, you know. I and the other best part is too, not only is it nutrients, right, that I was losing control over, who got fed what, but then I'm trying to sort out things like, okay, it's not perpetual, but I'm just throwing random things into flour. So you know, there was a time where it's like, yo, hold on, fuck. You look like you might be in a week 3. I don't know. But you know what? Let me give you some veg feed just to push you a little harder, see if you show some sex. You know, next thing you know, it's things like it's showing flower, but you know those skinny, curled up fingernail type.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just cooked her with nitrogen, man. You know, and so then I'm like, oh, okay. Now that I've learned how to fuck my plants up with nutrients, let me figure out a new way to fuck them up. And then I introduced myself to the world of fucking training. And I'm just like, oh yeah. And this is why I brought up pigeons, because I'm watching this guy bend this bitch backwards, and then all of a sudden I try to do it and she never got up. So I was like, hold on. I'm not touching anybody else because she didn't even survive. So, right, but I didn't know what I was doing. So when he's like, "You break that thing," and blah blah blah, and I really broke that thing, and it never got up. It was just like, oh, okay, that's what I did wrong. I understand. So I learned how to massage and work and play with the membrane so that it doesn't collapse on me, and you know,
Yeah.
have no way of
Yeah.
breathing anymore and all of that stuff. You know, or I'm yanking too hard, and then I split the stock, and I'm nowhere near the stock, but because I'm hanging on this big bitch over in the corner trying to do something and tie her down, I split the stock, and now I'm just like, ah, fuck, what?
Yep.
Can't tie
Oh
her down no
man.
more. Now I need duct tape because I gotta wind that branch I gotta keep that stock together. I'm not losing this whole
Yeah.
plant. No, so we improvise. We do what we gotta do, right? So those are some of the
Yep.
issues.
Man, I've been
Those are
out
some
there
of
with
the issues,
zip
right?
ties, duct tape, electrical tape,
Man,
painter's tape. I watched Buddy do it
man.
with
Bandages.
bandages.
Yeah, man.
I have.
Hey, you know, sometimes we will take the craziest thing and turn it into the most perfect tool because we have to. Right? So,
Yep.
Yeah, man. I did it the other day. I got my camera in my one hand, and I'm like, "Oh man, I gotta get some of these leaves off here," because they were like bigger than my hands, right? And they're not the biggest plants yet. Like
yeah, but
the
the
plants that
foliage
you
They're
guys
growing
huge.
keeps
saw,
you
the
Yeah.
healthy.
plants that you guys saw when you were here that were only like this big,
Yeah, the ones that you just popped.
yeah, now they're like this,
Yeah.
and the leaves on them were like bigger than my hand. So I got my phone in my hand like this, and I'm like trying to take pictures and stuff, and I'm like, let me just get this leaf out of here, and I go to reach in there and grab the leaf. Well, I must have just, you get that little flick to
Uh-huh.
snap it off. Well, I did that, and it just bent the whole main
Uh,
stalk and snapped it in half right at my training clip, right at my bud clip. And I was
oh,
like, "Oh, man," like, there's only
oh.
two nodes left below it, and they're the lowers,
Nah,
and I'm
you
like,
gotta tape that up. You gotta tape her.
"Ugh."
Can you keep it?
So
Fuck,
I took
man.
I took the training wire, and I wrapped it around it like a
Uh,
spring around the whole stalk, and I just went and bent it back up.
yeah, so it has
So
nowhere to bobble. It has to just stay right there.
So
Yes.
it just kinda
Yep.
held it where it needed to for, the time being, and now, I look in my tent and I can still see the break, and it's bad. Like, it looks like an elbow, like you're bent like this,
Yeah. Oh
you know?
wow. But you know
Oh
And,
what?
yeah.
The knuckle on that's gonna be crazy. I
right
mean,
above the break is
right?
like, yeah, it's like the
Oh
size of
man.
a quarter now, it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. So that's
It's
gonna be a
amazing
great
what these
highway
plants
for
do, man.
nutrients. Oh yeah. Once
Oh,
that
man.
heals up, that's gonna be a wicked highway for nutrients, man.
Yeah, it didn't droop, it didn't even flinch, man, like, it
Nah,
was hanging
because
on by the skin, and I was like, "Ugh."
well, I've seen them. I've seen your plants. I've seen them, and yeah, they looking healthy. So the fact that they doing that is like just you breaking them and they not even blinking. Cool, perfect. Keep it
Yeah,
up.
and it
They
was
love it. They
Yep.
like it.
most of the time when I break them like that, they end up just coming off in the end, but this time,
Right,
I was
turn it
like,
into
"Nope,
a
I'm
clone.
not I'm not taking it off, I'm leaving it." Man, that would've been a hell of a clone, that would've been like
That would have been.
that was like a clone to flower on that one.
Immediately 12-12.
That's right. Fuck yeah. That's
Sorry,
funny.
that's
Mr. Chad
hilarious.
Westport in the house.
What up?
Nice. So now that you've gone through the synthetic, you've kind of dove into the organics a little bit, and you're trying to figure out how to, well, not a little bit. You've been doing the organics now for a few years because you said you've been
Wow,
reusing the
yeah.
soil now for
Yeah,
like
I've been
6
using
years. So,
like 6 years. I've been using the same soil.
is there anything else that you want to kind of dive into? Like, have you ever thought about getting into like DWC, aquaponics, um,
So
back into
like,
maybe like the flood tables again, or like, is there anything crazy that you want to
so like,
try?
so with the flood table thing, I don't even know if I was even doing good at it or not. Like, to be honest, like shit went down
Yeah.
like fast. I had it up for like maybe a month and a half. I had life. I wasn't going into flower or nothing like that yet, right? The guy never came and said, "Hey,
Mhm.
now it's time to flip." Because I didn't fucking know. I just want to make sure this thing runs. Let's find a way of getting weed, yo. Right? Like, you got to think about how long ago this was, right? So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
for me, the DWC, the RDWC, all of that fun deep water culture, not, no, no, thank you. And I say that respectfully, just because. So I will kill that in a heartbeat.
Me too.
I'm not even
I've
playing.
always wanted I've always wanted to try it, but I'm scared.
I just know I'll kill it, man. I know. I know.
Scared. You got the
You
same
know.
feeling I have.
I just know. Like, I don't trust myself to say, you know what? I could skip this feed and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
That bitch dead when I wake
Yeah.
up. No, no, I
Yeah.
can't. I don't. No, I can't. So I won't. For that reason alone, I won't. You know what I mean? Not that I'm not interested. It's just when I
Yeah.
first tried, I didn't know what I was doing. Homeboy came, told me, okay, do this, and then he'd come back, okay, do this, right? And then by the time he's supposed to come back and say, do this, well, some other shit happened. So he couldn't, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but I was about to learn it, but I didn't even know what was going on. So, yeah, everything was on a timer and everything. I didn't have to do nothing. I just had to make sure I kept an eye on it, and sometimes it flooded on me, and I was like, "Oh, that's odd," you know. So like a breaker would go, and then it would reset, and some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So, but either way, like I was just learning at that time. So no, I wouldn't go back to it just because I'm so happy and content with how easily it is for me right now with what I've been
Yeah.
working on. And because I've been working on it for so long, for me to not say abandon ship, but to try and take on something else right now when it comes to the style of growing, I haven't even mastered this style. And I don't know
Yeah.
how long it will take for me to master it because I'm not
Yeah.
happy with every plant that comes down. Now, is
Right.
that me or is that genetics? Right? So until I can really
That's a good.
figure out that point, I gotta just keep working with what I'm working with and
Yeah.
praying for the best. I swinging for the fucking I'm swinging for the outfield, like I want to make sure every plant hits, right? So when it doesn't hit, I'm my biggest critique. I'll throw it right the fuck out.
See,
So
that's what I'm scared of right there, Chad. It has the highest risk of error. That's what we're saying here.
right? So it's like I don't play with it, right?
But I'm
And I
glad you
won't
have
just for
faith.
that. Right? Right? Mad respect for that. I'm so glad he got faith because I ain't playing with it, man. Nah, but it'll
Mhm.
die. It'll die. I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh man, I'll just do it later. I'll just do it later. That bitch dead. There,
There's
there, there
Yep.
there is no
I
dry
might
Too
land.
do it at
late.
some point.
Too late.
I might do it at some point. I might get like one bucket and I might just try it on one bucket because
Fair
I think
enough.
it would be I think it would be cool. Like just to
Fair
say
enough. I
I can't say
understand.
I don't like it or I can't say I'm horrible at it unless I actually try it, unless I prove myself either right
Yeah.
or wrong, right?
Yeah,
And
Yep.
that's what I like about
absolutely.
growing, man. I like to prove myself either right or wrong, you know? There's a lot of things that I do in my garden where I go into it and I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna prove myself wrong here. Let me snap this bitch in half and see what happens to it.
Well,
Turns out it
well,
was a good
right, and
idea.
isn't that the fun in it though?
100%.
Aren't we supposed to find out and see? Right?
Yep.
So
Fuck around and find out.
fuck around and find out. You absolutely right.
My
Shit.
favorite saying.
That's been the saying this week. Fuck around and find out. And it's been
Mm,
happening. Oh fuck. But yeah,
Man.
man, we got that hour flew by, man. We got
Oh
five
I
shit.
minutes left.
know.
5 minutes left of the show.
Fuck.
You want to
You
go
guys.
over where everybody can find you on your Instagrams,
Yeah, so
YouTubes, Facebooks, whatever you got.
yeah, so right now I'm gonna just go ahead and you can find me on Instagram at Watson the Green Bean. Also you can find my Cody and I at the Higher Choice Analogy also on Instagram. As well as the Higher Choice Analogy is also on YouTube. So if you hit up YouTube, you search the Higher Choice Analogy, you go ahead, you hit up that, you subscribe, you like, and you have fun with them videos. We put a lot of work into them, and
So
want to
for
make sure
everybody
everybody
that's
enjoys
here,
it.
just go down in the description of the video because I got all of those links in there. So just
Oh
go down
yeah,
in the
see, you the man,
description, hit the YouTube, go over there, subscribe. They're
right? And
a newer channel, right? Your channel is pretty new over on
yeah,
YouTube
it's like I
within the
said, it's a
last couple
baby.
months.
It's a baby. So we just bringing her up, we nurturing her, we still bottle feeding. We trying to just make sure we do this right. So yeah, we got some videos up there, and they all full. There's no snippets. It's all full videos up there. We just want to make sure everybody understands what we're doing, and we give them full breakdowns. And we trying to really understand and get a feel for the culture. Just see what the fuck's really going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
you
one of
know.
the things that I love most about you guys and what you and D are doing is you bring the knowledge, you come with all the information. You guys definitely do your homework. You know what you're going in. Maybe you don't know what you're going to talk about when you go in because sometimes you guys just have that organic connection.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just a natural connection between you two. So you guys have great conversations, but you bring knowledge and you guys are funny as fuck.
Thank you. That means a lot, man.
I was telling you when you were here,
They're
one of my
hilarious.
absolute favorite things about your guys' videos is watching your reactions to each other's reactions.
Because
I'm
nah,
laughing the whole
because
time, man. Like you're learning shit, but I'm laughing the whole time that you guys are on. Like it's funny, man.
let me give you a joke with that though, man. Because this fucking guy, man, I kid you not, eh? This guy, man, sometimes like he'll be doing shit and I don't know what he doing. So when I turn around and I be like, what the, because he'll get quiet. So then I'll be talking and all of a sudden he get quiet, like he all of a sudden not paying attention to me no more. So now I'll turn and I'll pan, and then he'd be on some bullshit. And I'll be like, my motherfucker, man. And I say that. So a lot of that's what you guys are getting because like he'll be doing shit and he's not supposed to be doing shit. And that's what's happening. So yeah, man. Like we
Shit.
like I said, we was friends before the deal. We're gonna be friends after the deal. That's my day
Yeah.
one. That's my homie, man. We doing this together. So it's higher choice analogy, and we are really just trying to break it down and show everybody that love. That's all. Thank you for having me on this dish. This is fucking awesome. I had a
Thank you
great
for
time
coming, man.
chopping it up,
Anytime.
buddy, buddy, Xanax. Y'all, you already know where to find me. Hey, and you're not far
Oh
from
yeah,
me at
man.
all, homie. I'll just put a little gas in and that's it, right?
We'll have to
So,
get
That's right.
we'll have to get you and D both on next time.
oh, that'd be awesome, man, right? Have
Yeah,
the both of us on
Yeah.
there chopping it
absolutely.
up like some buffoons, huh? Yeah,
Yeah, we've had you
why not have me
both
on here
on
with my Cody,
individually. Now we got to
right?
bring you both on as the higher choice analogy
Right, yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Get
for
my
sure.
Cody on here with me, man. Let us chop it up with y'all. You know what I mean? And if the haters
Definitely.
don't hate, let them hate. That's why we here.
Well,
Yeah.
then everybody can see what I'm talking about because I'm sure it'll be you guys will bring it to the show too. So
Live and direct, right?
I mean,
Yep.
you guys brought it in person, and that's the other thing too. So
Ah,
I've seen your videos. We've hung out on here, and I've hung out with you in person, and you are the same person as you are sitting here right now.
thank you so
Do you know
much.
what I mean? Like
It,
you're the same.
I can't
So
change. I can't change, and I won't. So
Exactly.
absolutely, man.
Thank you again for having
That's
me
a,
on.
that's a great segment to end the show on. I won't. I can't
Yes.
change, and I won't. Fuck yeah! Thank you, sir, for coming on. We appreciate
Thank
it.
Yes,
you for
thank you
It was
having
a
me.
so
blast.
much.
It flew by,
Yeah, it did.
and
Beautiful time.
we're definitely gonna do this again soon. So,
Absolutely.
Yes.
thank you very much, and you have yourself a wonderful evening, sir.
You too. Peace out.
Have a great
Bye.
All right,
night.
so man.
Bye.
Love it. That was
Oh
so much
yeah,
fun.
that was fun. He's a super cool dude, man. Super nice guy.
Yeah,
Like
it
I said,
freaking
he's
flew,
the same guy in real life. He's the same guy in person. So
which is awesome.
yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun, man.
I love that.
And
So, next week, do you remember who we have? Because I do. Next week, we
um,
have, and
Andrew Heckman,
yes,
Ogo,
yes.
Gorilla
So stay
Ponics.
tuned. Stay tuned for that one. And otherwise, I guess we'll see you Friday.
Yeah, we will. Stay tuned. It's gonna be interesting.
Yes.
I got some shit to get off my chest. Oh shit.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Peace out. And don't forget,
Night.
hit the subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000. So
Yes, for
share,
the
share, share.
giveaway.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. All right. Peace out.
Peace.